He knows that he can do things at a high level. He expects himself to do that, and he works really hard.
I really think whatever he does, he'll succeed, whether it's going professional or going to college. I think he'll succeed no matter what.
I think his character and work ethic really stand above and beyond the majority of our players.
No matter what kind of game it was, whether it be horseshoes or baseball, football, you know, he wanted to be the one to win.
He's always wanted to just better himself for his team and for his community.
I like competing and trying to get the best out of myself, and not being only the best for myself, but for my teammates and the people that I'm playing in front of. My name's Cameron O'Bannon. I'm 18 and I play baseball.
The first thing we always do 3 stations. We do a med ball circuit and some bands, just get their bodies loose, some hurdles, get their hip flexors loose, and then we go through our defensive workout, our pitchers, our PFP, pitcher fielding practice, just to stay sharp on our defensive end, and then go right into BP, our batting practice.
When I got on varsity as a sophomore, it was it's a lot more intense. You know, there's more of a crowd involved, and there's a little bit more on the line. But I love playing for my hometown, and it's always fun when you can play with and against the guys that you grew up with.
I've played with Cameron probably since I was 7. I've been catching him since I was 9. So we've had a pretty close relationship growing up, and it's really helped us over the years.
Cam's been on varsity since he was a sophomore. I've known him since he was a little kid. I mean, just being in the community this long, he was always a standout and one of the better kids on the team always. His arm is live. He's got, a plus arm. He's got, a major league arm at this point. His speed is, well above average. So you put those two together, it's hard to coach those two. And then as far as, his knowledge for the game is well beyond his years, and he hits the ball real well, and he's just a great leader.
The feeling that I can always have when I can go out to the field and get together with some teammates and really just kind of go hit, I'm always up for that, and it's something that I always like being around and doing. I like to be kind of the trendsetter when we get to games, and I definitely like being, the leader and guys that everybody can come around when it comes to game time, for sure. I'm not always like super in your face, I kind of lead by example most times, and that's good, like certain times when we're doing well, and you don't really need to say too much, but like, when stuff goes wrong or something needs to be fixed, trying to get better at being more verbal about that, and not being harsh about it, but just kind of picking them up, for sure. Originally, I was recruited at Texas to go be just a pitcher, and we've kind of worked on that. Recently, about probably the start of my junior year, was when they were like, okay, we think you can definitely be a two-way guy, and want to try to convert you to a power outfielder. So that's something that I've really had to work on, was my hitting. Really trying to stay consistent with my mechanics hitting-wise. I mean, I'm always working, trying to hit more off-speed now, not really seeing too many fastballs in the zone. Definitely trying to hit off speed. And I'd say pitching wise, it's just staying fluid with my mechanics, really not trying too hard. When I try to do too much is when stuff kind of goes wrong for me. Being able to mix in with those pitches is definitely something that I'm gonna have to stay on, for sure.
So Cam's been training with us for about a year, and he is a pitcher primarily, and what we talked about is just having that other side of his game. He's a leadoff hitter for his team now. He is a really consistent line drive hitter. He's such a great athlete. It's just getting him to simplify things and make him a little bit more consistent with the bat, and he really helps his team now from both sides. So we want to give all of our players objective feedback, actual numbers and data to support their goals and improvement. So we use Hit Tracks, which is a machine that tracks the ball, how fast it goes, how far it goes, what part of the field it's on. And it gives us trends and allows us to track speed and distance over time. And it gives the players immediate feedback after every swing, where the ball would go, land, all that stuff.
I didn't really pay attention to all that data, and now trying to be, a lot better hitter, it's good to focus on things like that. Where I'm catching the ball in response to where the ball is crossing the plate. It definitely helps. I like it. I think I got into baseball when I was about 2. Really started getting serious about it, started traveling for summer ball when I was probably 9, 10 years old.
Cameron has been a force to be reckoned with since he was a baby. Any sports he would have an opportunity to play, he would play. He was just very competitive and just always had a drive to compete.
Growing up, we lived next to our neighbors. They would play football, baseball, basketball in the front yard, and he would come in, he would be just so mad if he lost.
Track was something that I picked up last year. The track is a thing that's very, very challenging, physically, and it's something that you have to stay with, especially if you're a bigger guy like me. Football in Texas is about as big as it gets. It's when you have 5,000 people in the stands all cheering for you. It's definitely one of the coolest experiences you can have on a Friday night.
Where do you think he gets that kind of drive and motivation from?
Definitely for me, I'm a very competitive person. I have been forever and ever.
Dad, he played at Lamar University. He was a pitcher there for a couple of years. He played football in high school as well. That's mainly where the athletic side comes from.
He's just so competitive. He just started running track this year, and he's already getting first place in all these meets. He hates losing. He doesn't like the taste of it in his mouth. He just can't stand it.
So he's a superior athlete. He is a really high-level football player, track, and baseball player. So my hope for him is that he just continues to work really hard at his game, continues to improve day to day.
Dude, so there's no days off for you?
No, well, not really. So I'll do, like I said, I'll do track in the morning, baseball in the morning as well. Kind of do school from 11:30 to 2:30, and then 2:30 to 4:30 is baseball. And if I don't have a game or a track meet, we're doing what we're doing today and going to hit fourth.
I hope he makes it to the major leagues. I know that he's got a good shot if he continues to work hard and gets better. He's definitely got the tools. As long as you work hard and keep your head down, you'll find out where it's at, and hopefully his ends up in the major someday. If not, I'm still gonna love him just the same.
You did it? Right behind you.